because Lee Daniels did violate. I'm on Dame Dash's side, people. I'm just, playing devil's advocate and let y'all know the other side. Speaking of being violated, Terry Crews was violated, and he's taking it to court. The crazy thing about this whole thing is everybody's looking at this big black man on some, why didn't you hit the guy back? Or why didn't you physically...
Fucking senator actually asked him that.
Right, facts. A senator, like, yo, why didn't... You're a big man. You're a big, powerful man. Why didn't you defend yourself? And, he said what he said. Had he would have done that, he'd be under the cell right now. But let's talk about it. As two black men, do you think you would have been able to think that quick on your feet? Somebody just comes up to you and grab your balls.
I don't know.
That's a wild.
I probably would have flipped. Hey, what the fuck? I probably wouldn't have got violent right away, but I probably would have became confrontational. Like, yo, what the fuck is you doing, man? Did you just grab my dick? Like the whole party.
Real loud.
Did you just grab my dick, bro? What's wrong with you? He like, yo, calm down, sit down, have a drink. I ain't having no fucking drink with you, creep. What's the matter with you, man? Keep your hands off my Johnson, son. I'll fuck you up there. That's probably how I would have, handled it. I don't know. That's one of those scenarios you can really only say how you're going to react. Like, you have to be in those shoes.
Definitely.
Maybe if he would have been drinking a little bit that night, maybe he would have got violent. Terry Crews big as fuck. I imagine he could slam up, somebody he got a problem with.
I want to give a big shout out to Terry Crews, man. Not everybody would have handled that right, and not everybody would have handled that in that situation. Because I don't know if that the way he handled it was right. It just, that's the way he chose to handle that situation. I don't know, and I'm gonna just, piggyback off what Fresco was saying. If I could have handled that situation like that, like just somebody. Well, first off, he's in Hollywood, so he has to know that majority of these people are gay, or they're swingers, or they do anything that they want.
He can't know who.
You listen. If we go to a Hollywood party right now, bro, I'm on some everybody in his gay.
Really?
Facts. Everybody in here is doing something to get to the top, or everybody in here is just waiting to express themselves after after some alcohol gets into them.
Why just Hollywood? Why?
Because that's just a story that I've always heard. You never heard that Hollyweird? You never heard of Hollyweird?
Yeah, but I don't just confine that to just Hollywood. I think, like, if it's weird, it's weird.
That's all we're talking about. If you go to a party where it's based on movie actors and directors, you got to know it's a bunch of weirdos in here in disguise.
I don't know.
That's how I'm taking it.
I feel like it's weirdos in disguise everywhere, but that don't mean like you can be prepared for.
If you go to a party in the hood, you thinking it could pop off any minute now, right?
Who goes to parties in the hood?
But I'm just saying it's okay to have that mentality. If you go to a party in the hood, you got to know it's a possibility it could pop off at any time.
That's true.
If you go to a Hollywood party, you got to know that it's a possibility that it could pop off at any time in a different way. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know if you can make that statement, bro.
Oh my goodness! Come
first
on,
of all, your ass ain't been to Hollywood. You reporting,
but I've heard stories. So you mean to tell me, after what you just heard about Terry Crews and everything that you heard about Hollywood, you gonna go there not really with your guard up at all?
I mean, I go everywhere with my guard up, so I get what you're saying, but I'm not walking anywhere expecting to get my dick grabbed by a grown ass man. I'm not. Hey, you know.
No. I didn't say to that extreme.
No, I'm just saying. Like, playing into the scenario. I'm not walking to this party like, yeah, let's go in here. I don't feel like going, man. One of these niggas might grab my dick. I don't even feel like fucking nobody up. Like that. It's just a weird thought process to have. Like, if I feel like my dick can potentially get grabbed by another man at a function, I'm not going. Hollywood, Atlanta, Nebraska, I'm not fucking going.
I'm not saying that that's the thought. I'm just saying we're going to a Hollyweird party. Anything can happen. So what I'm saying is, when you got it in your mind that anything can happen, if another guy walks up to you and just grab your junk, you can have the reaction that Terry Crews had, because you're like, bro, I know it was weirdos here. I just didn't know who. Bro, get off me. I'm going to smack the shit out of you if you do that again. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like you're prepared in that way. That's how I think Terry Crews handled it. He knew he was around weirdos. He just didn't know who was the weirdo. So when the dude popped up, he was able to think about his career. Think about his family. That's probably about it. But career, family.
I thought I don't know. I don't know. I can't say that he knew he was in a function with weirdos because I have no idea who else was there, what type of venue it was. I have no idea what type of party it was. I don't know if it was an award show. I don't know if they was just at a club. I don't know if they was at a lounge or in a nigga backyard in some rich, big Hollywood estate. I don't know what the environment was like outside of this situation. So I don't know if he knew who was there or what kind of party, quote unquote, this was or not. All I know is no matter how weird it may have been, or if I'm surrounded by a bunch of weirdos, whether I'm in Hollywood, Atlanta, whatever like that, no grown man who isn't living that kind of life is expecting to get a big handful of his meat grab by somebody he was trying to work for.
But I'm not talking about the whole meat grab. I'm just saying, be prepared that it can go down.
But what do you say? Be prepared, it can go down. What are you talking about?
Anything. You just gotta be prepared.
We're talking about the meat grab. So
right.
That's the preparation that we're talking about. How do you prepare for something like that?
What we're saying is, how could you or anybody, how was he able to handle that the way he handled it? And I'm saying is, he probably knew that he was around weirdos already. So once you know I'm around weirdos, you guys are going to surprise me, but I'm not going to be that surprised. Surprise is we in the middle. Surprise is I don't think that I'm at a weird place until somebody grabs my junk. I'm like, whoa, boom, boom, boom. But if I know I'm at a weird place, I just might know how to catch myself because I know I'll put myself in this position to be in this weird place.
Maybe his thought process is that smooth. Maybe it was, okay, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. If it was me, you know what I'm saying? I think it's weird though. This is all weird that the senator even asked that question. Like, you're a big, powerful man. Why wouldn't you? Because then, Senator, bitch, I'd be in this fucking courtroom in cuffs in an orange jumpsuit trying to defend myself instead of fight for myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, once you do put your hands on that person, they say, well, why didn't you just call the police? Why didn't you just do something?
But then when you go off and you act like that, they say, well, why didn't you just walk away? Why didn't you remove yourself from the situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't make these motherfuckers happy. That man got up and walked away and reported it, and now they're asking him, oh, you're a big, powerful man. Why didn't you do anything about it? That's stupid.
So what we do know is that the Expendables is coming out with a part 4 of their movie, and Terry Crews won't be in it because he won't drop the charges. So I guess what we do know, Expendables was a good series, but guess what? We won't be watching Expendables 4. We done with that.
Is it the same director? Is the dude who directed the movie or something like that? The guy who touched him?
No. What he said in the courthouse was the person who's in charge of directing or whatever the Expendable 4 asked Terry Crews to drop the charges against the guy who did it. So they all in cahoots, and he just like, nah, he's not going to drop no charges, so he won't be in Expendable 4.
Can he sue for that? That sounds like discrimination.
I think he can sue for anything, but look at how hard this is. Do you want to do that and sue for discrimination?
You got to fight for your rights to party. Fuck that! I'm going all the way.
Nah, I don't think you would have the energy to do that. Like this is tearing him apart. I do believe because it's like you said, the senator. Oh, why didn't you push him? You're a big, strong man. Listen. Everybody is clowning Terry Crews because he didn't put hands on him and he got sexually assaulted because he's this big man. And then you want to take on a whole nother case? It's the energy. Niggas ain't got the energy for that, man.
He probably won't have the money for the damn legal representation either since it's Expendables was for.
So, we just gonna keep
Terry Crews though.
Yeah, shout out to Terry Crews, man. We with you, and shout out to being violated. Like this whole episode.
Hey, you a big buff nigga? What you gonna do? Somebody just and we go to a podcast meeting to do a mashup show some shit. They could just slide.
A podcast meeting? No way. You get It's different.
Let's say it's like the CEO of iHeartRadio.
Nah. Well, see, this is the thing. I'm not a podcaster making money or podcasting yet.
You're trying to. So if you go to a meeting,
no. Terry Crews was in position to lose it all. I have nothing to lose. That's the difference.
But you have everything to gain. So I'm just saying.
I hear what you're saying, but you're not hearing my reply. Terry Crews is already
finished actually asking.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? I actually forgot what I was going to ask.
I know what you're asking. I know what you're asking. Terry Crews is already a movie star who's in position, who wants to. I guess you go to these, and I'm just guessing. You go to these parties to mingle and shake hands, kiss babies, and make relationships with new people, get new movie roles or whatever, meet new people. I am not a podcaster who's on a platform and I'm making a living off of that yet. If I go to iHeart Productions or anywhere and it's somebody they violate me, I'm definitely in the right to protect myself because I'm not in position to lose nothing.
Yeah, but you could cut yourself off from gaining stuff. You can be blackballed from radio for whoever the CEO is, make phone calls and get you banned from anywhere iHeartRadio is played or anywhere on any of those networks. You can get blackballed.
And I honestly think it's different. I do not have a podcast contract with nobody, so I'm not losing nothing. I just go to work. Difference between Terry Crews.
Yeah, but you don't want to go to work. We just said that earlier.
I do understand that. But the difference between what me and Terry Crews got going on is Terry Crews ain't had a job in forever. He would have to go find a job, or he would have to, go to jail or something like that. It's different for what I'm doing. I'm already at work. And I would feel good going to work knowing that I didn't sell myself short for a podcast gig.
No, I didn't say you would be comfortable with him doing it, but you could potentially cut yourself off from where you're trying to go, depending on how you move after that situation happens.
If I had to change the way I move because I checked somebody for violating me, I'm good.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. I'm good. As now, if I already had this podcast deal and I'm making $300,000 a year, and I got to think, and this is where Terry Crews is coming from, I got to think, do I want to lose this? I'm going to just take you to court. I'm not going to put hands on you and lose everything that I worked hard for. That's what I'm saying. That's what I think Terry Crews is coming from.
I mean, if you violated as a man, regardless of what position you in, you violated, and as a man, you feel you take the appropriate action that you feel is necessary at that moment. And you can't say anybody's right or wrong in that instant. You know what I'm saying? When you feel upset, so